Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I am reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Tuesday, October the 9th, 2012, and here is today's midday market update. I want to first start off by taking a look to see how the indices are trading right now. The Dow Jones is down 81.72. The comp is down 39.75. The Russell is down 8.25. The SPX is down 10, a little over 10 and a half points here. The BKX index, the banking index, is down 27 cents. The XOI is back positive, up 51 cents. Crude oil, USO, up 93 cents there. Little pop in crude oil, nice little action in crude oil today. Copper is weak, pretty much flat. Silver is a little bit weak, down 11 cents on the SLV, pretty much flat. GDX down 55 cents. GLD down 74 cents. We're seeing a little bit of strength in the dollar today, a little bit of weakness in the euro. That has definitely led to some of the weakness in the market today. At the same time, we did have some technical action to the sell side. So let's go and take a look at the intraday chart right here, the 15-minute chart on the ES. You can see here what I went ahead and did was basically highlighted the area that we were trading in yesterday for most of the session. I didn't do any trades yesterday as I was expecting this type of range-bound choppy action. There are opportunities, but in my book, why push the pedal to the metal when you can wait for high probability days like today, where you had some nice action to the short side. So one thing that we were looking for going into today's session, we had a lot of the volume that took place on the ES occurred in this range between 1447.99 and 1452. So we were basically looking for a nice close and hold below one of these levels, whether it be the top side or the downside. You can see here overnight they were trying to break us out over that little range from overnight, broke us out right there, came back in, tried to break us out again over 1452 and a half, 1452 and a quarter, came back in. Then in the morning time, they broke us down below the bottom of the range, came right back in. Then the morning, right before the open, top side, came right back in. So you can see what they're doing here. They're just shaking and baking, on both sides of the action where most of the volume took place yesterday until finally we cracked today. And then we had some selling pressure. Now we're getting a bounce off this key trend line, which I had highlighted on my charts before we got there. Well, where does that key trend line come from? Well, that key trend line comes from about 3 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago, from the nice little upward channel that we were able to draw in, that for my traders and people that follow me in the room, you guys know we've been watching this key channel, and it makes sense that they bought it down there. The area has been this support area down here, and we bounced exactly off the trend line. The key thing going forward now, though, all right, is to see how do we close today. If we could recover a lot of today's losses, that would be good. However, if we if we hold, I would say, below 1444 or 1443, then this is going to be kind of like a little bear flag setting up if we kind of consolidate in that range going into the afternoon session. That's setting up between 1442 and 1438. Once we break below 1438 on the ES, we have 1435. We break below 1435, guys, then it's really pretty much over, in my opinion, at least to 1428 to 1425. So today's is going to be a very interesting day to see what takes place. Now, to talk about some stocks that we were watching. All right, let me just go ahead and bring over the SPY and the ideal BIM and the rest of the indices for you guys here via the ETFs. You guys can see the Qs are the weakest index across the board today, thanks to Apple and a couple other names out there. Intel, Apple, semiconductor stocks are weak. Intel has earnings. Next week, Tuesday, I believe. But either way, Qs are weak. We could take a look at the SPY. SPY broke down. SPY was trying to hold up above the open above previous day's lows until it finally cracked it. And then IWM, of course, IWM tried to show some relative strength on Friday, gave it all back, and now that action's looked as a bull trap, and some shorts were trapped, and now they're selling. So advanced, you can see down here the advancers are out, the decliners are outpacing the advancers here via my advancers minus decliners in tool that I use. So that's that. So now let's take a look at a couple of stocks that are weak across the board today. Some stocks that we're watching in the chat room. You can take a look at Baidu. Baidu had a downgrade, and I don't know why that stock got hit so hard, but they hit the stock. It's been trending down. Once it broke below this 109 levels, that was basically it. We were watching it in the chat room for it to hold below 110, and that was a bearish side action on it. You can take a look at Netflix. Netflix had some selling pressure as well. A little bit of selling pressure now, just trying to bounce around, but Netflix is in play today a little bit as well. But I would stay away from Netflix now. Most of the easy money is made to the short side around the open part. That now is just chopping around. EW, this stock lowered guidance yesterday after hours. I caught a little cute scalp, little trade right here when it broke this little downward trend line on the 1 minute chart. I was able to catch some of this move right here on the EW. One of the highlight trades that we caught this morning, which was a nice clean trade continuation play, was LLY. All right, I was able to make about 50 cents on this. Some guys took it up to 53 and even went to the target 53 and a half. But take a look at LLY. Nice, strong stock. Closed pretty strong yesterday. Take a look at the hourly chart up here on the upper left-hand side. You can see a nice little action there. But this was a stock that we called out for long. Once it took out 52, nice whole number. Got involved at 52.03. I clipped mines out at 52.50. Had some traders take it up to 53. And it even went higher to 53.50. 53.36 or so was a target. So that was the highlight trade of the morning. So aside from that, guys, I'm really not doing much. Me personally, I did put some puts. I did buy some puts on Intel. Intel has earnings next week, and I think that stock trades lower going into those earnings. And just in general, the whole semiconductor sector has been pretty weak. And I'll talk about that more later on today in the After the Bell Market Summary video, which you guys can catch. Usually, before I usually have it out. Try to have it out before 7 o'clock, before 6:30 or so. So, I mean, aside from that, let's take a look at Apple as well. Don't want to forget Apple. Apple showing some weakness. Getting a nice bounce right here. I think the lows are in for the day. And the target, I think the lows are just in for the next couple of days for the fact that 620 was a level to watch for the long side. And you can see they went ahead and bought it $4 in front. They bought it 4 points in front of the 620 level support. So people are definitely looking to get in that nice reversal. Nice little hammer indicator. And from 626 all the way back up to 634. So it still remains a good day trading stock. I know a lot of guys are, making some nice coin on that trading this intraday, whether it be the weekly puts or calls or the stock. So anyway, aside from that, guys, hope you guys are having a great trading day. I'll go over more stuff in the After the Bell Market Summary. And until we speak then, trade them safe and have a great day. Later.